Hello and congratulations for getting this far in the journey of becoming an even more financially empowered woman and growing your wealth and abundance, not just in your bank balance, but also within. I am so excited to share with you today in this training about how you can continue the momentum of being a financially empowered woman. The first thing you might be asking is why you need to build momentum. And if you haven't noticed a momentum already from just doing the trainings and showing up in this course, doing the exercises and doing the workbooks, which I'm sure that you have, then this is your moment to reflect on what that's actually done for you. When you build momentum and you stay in this energy of flow, you're literally working with the universe and things become so much more easy that miracles show up, things are happening that you wouldn't expect to normally happen. You're in the flow of the energy and you're no longer paddling upstream, trying to make things happen, figuring out things on your own. You continue to have the support of your bank balance being at the level of which you have committed for it to be at. And you go out and you continue to generate business and make more money that contributes to what wealth you have created. And with the boundaries in place, it will keep you out of sabotaging yourself. What happens when you get out of momentum is it takes a tremendous amount of energy to get back into the momentum. And the way that women are great at doing this is this whole start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And it's a form of self-sabotage. Or you might have people in your life that are stopping you from really keeping the momentum. I look back and reflect on my own life and my own wealth and my own journey. And I remember that when I was in this dysfunctional relationship, that there was a tremendous amount of start, stop, start, stop. I would begin to get momentum and I would begin to get going in my business and bringing in financial abundance and booking more clients and serving more people. And I would have these major issues that would arise with my husband at the time. And it would just really disrupt the energy, not just the energy in my personal and professional life, but also in our household. And after I went through a divorce and was vibrating at a totally different level, because essentially I grew out of the relationship with him and was a totally different person, is that the momentum started the moment that I was terrified that I had to take care of myself financially for the first time in my life. And I made a convicted statement to God and I said, here's the deal, God. I am not moving my children out of the house that they grew up in, and I am not going to have any less than $10,000 coming into my life and in my business every single month, because that's what I required in order to be the entrepreneur that I was. And essentially, minus a tremendous amount of fear and doubt, I cultivated faith. I got myself into the present moment. I chose to stay in appreciation for everything that was there in that moment for me and not getting too far ahead of myself with, oh my God, how am I going to pay the bills next month, and so on, that I was able to contribute to a tremendous amount of momentum. And that first year as a single person, I tripled my income and broke into six figures. The following year, I made even more. And the following year, I made even more. And that is truly what momentum is. Momentum is you multiplying the results that you're getting with little effort. Momentum is created by continuing to do everything that you have learned in this course. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be triggered. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have challenges and problems arise. But what it does mean is it means that you get yourself back into the zone of momentum and flow faster than you normally would have, because you've continued to practice and cultivate all of these different things, all of these different tools and techniques. You're clear about your why. You're clear about where your money's going to go and why it's going to go there. You're clear about the vows that you're making to yourself for every area of your life to truly be a woman who is living a rich life from the inside out, which is the definition of feminine fortune. And as you continue to go forward this way and cultivate the mindset of miraculousness, so looking for miracles and being perplexed when they don't show up, these are going to be the exact things that have you showing up differently in the world, having you be in that stage of stability and significance, having more of an impact, giving back in the world and looking at, wow, I have this tremendous well of abundance. And the more I make, the more I help other people. And that might even become a mantra that you have. As I continue the momentum and the more money I make, the more impact I have in the world. Because when you are truly rich from the inside out and you have the bank balance to reflect that, and you're making your no's be no and your yeses be yes, and you have the power and the empowerment to invest in the things that you want to invest in, and you know why you're investing in them, truly you become unstoppable as a financially empowered woman with a feminine fortune. As much as I would love to see you have nothing but momentum and flow and abundance and beauty in your life for the rest of your life, I'm also a realist. And what I know to be true is that no matter how much inner work you do, no matter how connected you do get to that inner feminine fortune, no matter what your bank balance is, there could be a moment where you are really knocked off of your game. And I want you to be prepared for how to handle that as well. I can remember when I was creating the School of Feminine Fortune, and there were certainly times, even though I had gotten to this point of feminine power in my life and having a great bank balance and being able to have my yeses be yes and my no's be no's, that literally there were certain things that happened where my faith was being given an opportunity to grow. And in those moments, I did get out of my flow and I did get out of my momentum. But what happens when you get to that point, even when you get knocked out of the momentum by certain things that come along the way, if that is an opportunity for you to grow your own faith, is that what happens is when you get out there and you're out of that flow, something within you has a complete and total intolerance for it. It's like you get annoyed with yourself. Like you can't even stand being in that place where you're complaining and you're frustrated and you're disappointed and you're not seeing the way and you're going and putting your faith in the direction of whatever it is that you said you didn't want in your life. And how is it that you get back into that zone of momentum and flow and having your faith in the direction of which you want to continue to create? So it's okay to feel that feeling. In fact, it's a good indication that you have gotten to a certain level of self-mastery where you have a complete intolerance for that part of you that is just wanting to go back into self-sabotage and procrastination and complaining or talking about what's not showing up. And the fastest way to get back into flow is to receive mentorship, to reach out for support. I have such an intolerance for not being in my zone of genius and not being in my zone of abundance flowing in that I immediately will text my coach and say, I need a session or I need a couple of sessions. And in the meantime of her getting me on her calendar, I am going to use every single tool I have in the book. I'm going to do an inventory of where I may have fallen off my game, where I may not have meditated, where I may not have journaled, where I may not have prayed. And that is going to be a first priority. I'm also going to look at, did I fall off the wagon here with my self-care? Did I fall off the wagon with appreciation? Did I fall off the wagon with monitoring my numbers and expressing gratitude for them? Do I need to go meet with my financial planner? So making a menu of the things that will bring you back into your zone of genius and your zone of momentum will not necessarily prevent that you might get knocked out of the zone of momentum, but it will give you the tools and the menu, because in those moments where we're going through a freak out moment or we're dropping back into survival or spinning, we can tend to forget the tools that we've put in place that support us to be the best version of ourselves and to be in that flow of feminine fortune. So this way you'll have a tool and a menu to be able to go to and say, that's what I need. That's what's going to help me this time get back into the zone of genius. And it's not ever going to be one thing. It's going to be a multitude of things. But when you choose to take a stand for getting yourself back in the momentum, I can promise you and I can assure you that you will indeed get there. It might take a little longer than you hoped, but you will get there. And now you have every single tool and every single training that you need to be in that zone and know what to do when you get out of the zone of momentum to get back into it and to continue cultivating a pathway forward to you living your best life in each present moment.